Abusua ya makwaba sonko so eba POG Media so ene yare meko highway ne so highway ne de ensem bebre oso aye nso ya jepene se be me abedwafo no ahu de eko ene de eba na den na eko so ewo highway ne so eye Kennedy Japan e de ensem bia ba abeto dwa chese ne ensem ode aba abeto dwa no sisia no were leaky names of NPP Gǔrǔs chese omukun Ahmed Suale enye asam keto akra na Ahmed Suale wuo no owuo ne bobọ bae no Kennedy eba abonten ebeka se onim omo a omukun Ahmed Suale bet ya ante ne nka se okoko sie ma na afei na abrewa ayi poma wọ ma se Kennedy Japan aba bobọ mpanyinfo bi a se Ahmed Suale wuo no omo nsa ehyehyɛ ase na nansen Mahama ne manifesto no ose Ghana fo nyina abo se oba power se obeye investigations on Ahmed Suale's data enye asam keto akra na Kevin Taylor aba de ensem ni bia aba beto dia be pese be mi abedwafo no be mi akona yakwakoti ensem e course na answer na e be kono owo ensem kan bi afa hye ye comment section like share ma afofo so answer into me enka bi medam ase
dwa bibi mu nkyira mo wodwa na wo dwa ase fa mo ho wodwa kura na me charge na wo wodwa ye wie we John Mahama say commence investigation process to purge state security agencies of all militia and vigilante elements. John Mahama say the first 120 days. The Obeyne say be investigations into air police, military, air immigration, customs, and the NPP Akuffo ba power. Swa Akroma abegu air police service. Swa ewifo abefra Ghana military. Swa criminals abegu immigration. All the security agencies and the impeniform dano omunim se NPP pompe Akroma gum omutumi nyahwe. John Mahama said the first 120 days security agencies we nyina be investigations to check the credibility of the people in the security agencies. This is what we need. Because yet Akroma and a Brian Champon, SSA, Akroma criminals, egu kamu, eko ayawaso West Wagon, some national security, yet ya, and almost criminals, a show uniform, some military, boat wo. John Mahama said, "Onya the opportunity otomana first 120 days, first 4 months. I was set security service in no. I was set ye kum na Akroma ni ewifo mu womu ni nyina no yetumi yi omu frim. Na Ghana police service, Ghana military, ebeye criminal free. Ebeye criminals free. I was say yetumi nya decency bi wom. The reason why Akuffo entumi nka eye techiman shooting no ho asem ne say Bawumia mu nyina nim. Sanko from Kobotu no. Omo ye police fo a sebio omo kofa ankofo bi befra police mu mo police atade e botuo no. It's right now when you open investigations, the question is Sanko for no mo uniform when am omo command. The commander will have to come and tell us who those guys were. Now, because they brought the criminals and put them in military uniform and police uniform, murderers, now they are scared to open investigations. Because when you open investigations, I will ask, who was the commander in charge of this group? The commander will have to come out. We will tell you the commander to give us the list of the people you actually sent to Techiman South, because the people who killed were not policemen, they were not military. Brian Champon, a share criminals and Tadia and boat uniform and NPP national security. And Nintina Dampare and the Ghana police and the Akuffo, they cannot open investigations into the killings. Because the moment you open investigations, I'll call me security background. I will say that's fine. Now, who is the IGP? IGP will come. You have records of every policeman or military who was deployed during the elections, right? Yes. Who was the commander at Techiman? Also, Commander Amwakon, come. Who were your men you deployed to Techiman South? Asamasa. You cannot tell me as the commander, say you don't know any of the men you deployed. And Nitina Bawumia and Akuffo Addo, they don't want to leave power. And Nitina Bawumia does not want to speak on it because a brand champon. Sa boys no do koku nipa ewo ayawa so west no. The same boys no show me uniform ko botu no. Now you understand. Enti Bawumia to me can one seven na. They know say sanko from botu no show military uniform, police uniform, no munye police for, o munye soldier for, o munye vigilante boys no mo uniform. Samia hukumu na de ma o mo share. NPP vigilante for he organizes the vigilante boys. Samia Uku. You boat to Ghana. So vigilante for no boat to Samia Uku and Amuni Shechire. And nothing they cannot open investigations. Because the moment you open investigations, it has to start from the top. We have to come down to the commander. We have to see the people who are deployed. Who are they? They are not in the military. They are not in the police. They cannot tell us who those men were. So some say, how did they get the uniforms? How did they get the guns? Who actually gave the command? It's a big question they cannot answer. These are Galamsey boys. Omo kosi sa omo Galamsey site and omo show uniforms. And omo catch omo ko bieja. Omo wia and these boys bebre wa America wo. Ebi ago ise UK eni mo nyina. Omo wia no they cannot stay in Ghana. I know one go to New York. Omo no mo boat wo no. Omo wia no ka so nyina mo ndwane. But nobody cares. We are going to ask the military, the police. Those people are supposed to be seen. We need to know who they are. Who was the commander who gave the instructions? You can't tell me, say, all those people who were shooting, they have left the military. You are mad. Then if they have all left the military, you will serve all of them their term for them. So the people could be become 20 years, I will become 1,500 years. So that I commander no. So if they are all out of the country and out of the service, more commanding, you take their jail term, their sentencing, you will carry it. Now look at this. Last one. Hey, did I finish this? All right. This one. So, $7:30 exactly. Hey, can you tell me hard guy? Jack, we have done the job. Ghana for tie. The credit. Now, Mahama said reopen investigations into major unresolved criminal cases, including 2020 election killings. Mahama said in the first 4 months, sa etu yomo boy no obibie investigations. John Mahama said in the first 120 days, the first 4 months will be investigations in this killings way. John Mahama said, "Osa e wini power. Ayawa so West Wagon will be investigations."
From afar, but there was a main street towards Bawumia, a known NDC stronghold. The arrival of the operatives in Rambo style surprises all. About 25 hooded men in 5 pickups or so jump off. In a well-orchestrated plan, they run across the compound where voters had queued, waiting for their turn, creating fear and panic. Journalists begin taking pictures, and that provokes the indiscriminate mayhem visited on them. A senior immigration officer at the scene is captured blazing an SOS call as he takes cover. In this video, the suspected NPP Invisible Force members are captured beating a man mercilessly, kicked in the face, whilst others pounce on any civilian in sight, punching them and beating others with the butt of their guns. The chaos forces people to flee as policemen try desperately in vain to restrain the NSC agents. After about 6 minutes, they proceed to their next target, the residence of the NDC parliamentary candidate, Delali Kwesi Prempong, few yards away behind the Bawumia Presby Basic 1 JHS polling station. His house is besieged by the armed men, threatening to shoot as they are confronted by the NDC candidate supporters. They point guns as they demand access to search the house, open fire with live bullets, leaving at least 18 injured. 2 near-fatal cases were recorded. Bullet shells and bloodstains outside the residence attract onlookers, while irate persons seeking to fight back are seen being calmed by the police.
Don't take the laws into your own hands. The police, we are managing the situation.
Senior officers, including Director in Charge of Operations, Greater Accra, Chief Superintendent Kwesifori, rush to the scene but look on helplessly.
So they are not your men.
I don't know those who came here.
Do you know the men on the
This
ground?
is something that we need to investigate. But I don't know those who came here.
Police didn't say this is something we need to investigate. Investigations were done. A commission was set up. A white paper was issued. Akuffo to twene. Your Mahama say, "Sa white paper na." Actually say Brian Champa or say prosecutor no. Or he will bring the white paper back. The first 120 days. West Wagon, they will be brought to book. Yeah, investigations. Yeah, commission tenacity. Ebusa questions. Yeah, to two Brian Champano or Jitu Muso and a small boat. Yeah, issue white paper. Akuffo do or to also on implement it. Your Mahama say, the first 120 days, sa white paper no or the beba. Adebe Womubiano, I will say implement it. We need to fight criminality in Ghana. We need to stop this kind of hooliganism. We need to fight this kind of tyranny. We need to come together as a people and vote for John Mahama. Now, Oba Siawa, what is the Aston? Why am I seeing two things? Besides, I'm seeing 2 videos here. You sent me only one. I'm talking about John Mahama said, Ayawaso West Wagon no obe investigations. Obese be investigations into Ahmed Suale. Ahmed Suale case by Kennedy Japan kwatena TV so onim nipa oku Ahmed Suale. Kennedy Japan why also onim nipa oku JB dankwa. Kennedy Japan kwatena Bronx. Eka kire Ghana for say onim nipa oku Ahmed Suale obo ni din Kennedy Japan also be my answers ye. NDC for said they will open investigations into Ahmed Suale. Any person who has contributed, has said things, anybody na Akroma Ahmed Suale at the end of the day, they have to come and answer questions. John Mahama said about power. First 4 months, I will see nipa omukun Ahmed Suale. At least Enya Kurano, Kennedy Japan they also nim because why investigations. In the same investigations now why na wabodino. I was so oboa police na police ehu nipa okun Ahmed Suale. Or see nipa okun Ahmed Suale feno answer ansuji abo Kennedy. Kennedy Japan say ehu we ntina akodi Bawumia chi no osuro. When ehu he's scared. On say ono so abo akokora emu ayediama abo akokora emu ayediama no osuro. And into the Bawumia Chikache Ghana for say, I Mamontoma NDC Osuru because Osi on Nipo Ku Ahmed Suale. Abai Sana investigations bia. Also betre and Suja Bono. Send ye ya who say and Suja Bono any Ku Ahmed Suale. Now Osi Obebie a year another investigations into another journalist called Silas Wuluchame. And also, Ose Obebie investigations. We're in the first 4 months. Hey! Sa 4 months where they may find their grow. They be a lamit namichim. Sa 4 months no, they be a ye juma. Sa 4 months no, be documents will be near chiba. Near boy investigations, no, near check it, near their crossities, near dotty eyes. Sa 4 months, then you end that ye penokure. Now, as he also initiate a probe into man-made disaster caused by the VRA spillage from the Akuffo and pond dams that displaced and destroyed the livelihoods of thousands of citizens in the Volta, Eastern and Greater Accra region. Oh, that's Silas, right? Oh, okay. Now, John Mahama saw about the first 4 months, the first 120 days, you know. Or say, or be investigations. Omo amukoshe Akuffo moko bie damono. because Akuffo mo dam no mo bie e nipa bi na sheda bie ye a man nipa bi affecting nipa bi of water region, eastern region, Akuffo Addo ankasa krom any greater Accra region. John Mahama so ba the first 120 days e be investigations. E was see ehun nipa okobie sansuo no e man be fa nipa e was see ehun omom di sa bone no, because through that nipa wuye they committed murder. Into John Mahama say oba power. What he is going to do in say oba bie investigations into Akuffo modam na omu bie na omu sheda edi ku nipa e wa infa e of water region no. Into Voltarians, we will get to know who actually committed that crime, because sans you no mu bie na a displacing nkofo eku nkofo ema amanfo eja pade nyina sey no eye nipa bi a omo wa Akuffo mo na po na ma instructions no mu bie ye eye na po eni ntina asem ne ba no wan kasa no on na energy minister ono enema instructions no, because anwonafo do mo ye moa ono ya santini into hu anwonafo ne so mo gimi yembie nsuo nku omo enti John Mahama so oba power the first 4 months no obe be investigations e wo say ye hu nipa obie sa nsuo we e mane kokun eye den anwonafo greater Accra for ene eye den eastern region for.
Nya fukpa kata ovachi nya galagalacha akoru ala pepele wale lo ata wonu kwa Ahmed lo pepele mu.
I'm suffering here. I'm asking for help. The plantain trees that used to give me between 200 and 150 cedis when I harvest have all been inundated. Yet I'm here going hungry. If there's help, they should help me.
2 million, 1.5 okome makata ochichima akabala gege dohare o makpon maruga kobola no makpelika malada kapomo.
The devastation of this flood continues to cause havoc to many, including children, the youth, businesses, but most of all, the elderly. Most of them are traumatized. That's the story of 85-year-old Janet Gidi. She tells me she lost everything, including her house in this flood.
When the floods came, I couldn't save any of my personal belongings. My house collapsed. 10 chickens I rely on all died in the flood water. All the relief items being shared here, including soap, rice, cooking oil, we are not benefiting. Where to sleep at night is a challenge. At my age, I just put a cloth on the floor and sleep. There are no mattresses.
John Mahama said the first 120 days obe be investigations. Nipa no ye energy minister. When a man instructions no mo be sansuo no. A nipa bebromo awunamemu Greater Accra any eastern region Akuffo Addo free. Nipa wuya nipa ende Akuffo Addo omo di boni o. Omo di boni. Bawumia ne Akuffo Addo omo di boni. And today who will be the brand champion and hopopo on person be free power omo di boni omo ku nipa. They don't want to be accountable. Ghana for this is not about tribal. This is not about hatred. This is about voting a dangerous government out of power. Now, mummy wura wa gon fufrum. You see, Ghana for 120 days. John Mahama de Osobeye. This is what we want. You perceive fighting corruption. You perceive people to be accountable for their deeds. Now the ball is in your court. You kasa bebre. You perceive minus sa. You perceive man nipe biya chini pe biya so emra na abeda ena abeda o naso no. This is what you want. Tuma John Mahama. Wanya na fi waka say aha Mahama twa wontro. Or say the first 4 months de biya yete ha ye be kai no. Me ka kira mo say Cape Coast form fantifo. Mahmoud Bawumia be ka kira mo say the people of Cape Coast, I have good news for you. We are going to build an airport in Cape Coast. Oh, Mr. S, Mr. P. Mamidi Nkambo and Onamenche Ghana for Bawumia Atra Ucha Infantifo. And the Bawumia airport, no, you're based between Takoradi and Cape Coast. Me say Cape Coast 40 BBA Bawumia on the NPP for Mumbu Fantifo. Mamidi Nkambo airport, no, first. Good news for you. We are. Now, oh, sorry. Aha, any. Oh. Me din ka bo the okan first chire Cape Coast for. Me wia na ma chire eye atra enra odi chire mo. This is when he said say obeye airport to Cape Coast. Okan saying,
people of Cape Coast, I have good news for you. We are building a new harbor in Cape Coast and a new airport in Cape Coast. People of Cape Coast, I have good news for you. We are building a new harbor in Cape Coast and a new airport in Cape Coast.
I say, the people of Cape Coast, our good news, mamo. Almost see a new harbor and a new airport at Cape Coast. Where before 2020, I'm going to Abamana. Mese Bawumia, Nyankopon, at the Atro Etiano. A suruisa, a form wisa, enchen wisa, anything wisa. Ya the atro ason ni be tuano. Bawumia on kanukre. Ombu central region for Memi Fantino. Sankwasiafo, they don't respect fanties. Now Enra or say Oshia Press, any busa and say Cape Coast Airport no, da ben obesi. Muntie niye, and the Osi Cape Coast Airport no, a bear between Cape Coast and Takoradi. That means the airport is not going to be in Cape Coast. Thank you, team. Muntie Bawumia.
The Cape Coast Airport, what is the overriding consideration? Well, I think that if you look at tourism, it's got to be one of the big considerations for Cape Coast. And that could provide us, of course, some people say, well, you are also expanding the road. That is fine. But if some people want to fly directly to Cape Coast, I think they will have that opportunity to do so. Parents, it's an educational hub and so on, from Tamale, from Cam Street to Cape Coast, and other things. So I think that, there is a rationale, and we should give Cape Coast, it's the feasibility studies suggesting that the location will really be between Cape Coast and Takoradi because of land space issues. But the feasibility studies suggesting that the location will really be between Cape Coast and Takoradi because of land space issues. But the feasibility studies suggesting that the location will really be between Cape Coast and Takoradi because of land space. The feasibility studies suggesting that the location will really be between Cape Coast and Takoradi because of land space.
Microphones for make one troda. Or see the feasibility studies nature say time about 2019 or see they are building or see almost see airport any harbor ewo Cape Coast. Enra yebusa say Cape Coast airport harbor airport or see feasibility studies now my nature say airport they basically between Takoradi and Cape Coast akwawi organokre. Oh ya Ghana ni nam say udi Bawumia echi makachira mu me I don't know Bawumia, I don't hate him on kanokre. I don't want him to lead Ghana. Suddenly, the airport that you were building in 2019, the airport and the harbor, suddenly, now you are doing feasibility studies that has shown, say, the airport is going to be between Takoradi and Cape Coast. But I thought you said you have already started building. Because in the first place, you said you are building a harbour and an airport. This is what you told my Fanti people. See.
People of Cape Coast, I have good news for you. We are building a new harbour in Cape Coast and a new airport in Cape Coast. We are building a new harbour in Cape Coast and a new airport in Cape Coast. We are building a new harbour in Cape Coast and a new airport in Cape Coast.
So he told Cape Coasters, we are building. And also, feasibility study shows that it is going to be between Cape Coast and Takoradi. Now, the issue is there's an airport in Takoradi. Until you are going to have an airport in Takoradi, and between Cape Coast and Takoradi, you're going to be an airport. More NPP for Munyansa. Ma mo fantifo no mo na mama mo kwama kwasiafo we dada mo kwasiafo be sa aba na mo di omochi mo henfo tete wo hwe omo. They are not going to build any airport for you. They don't respect you people. They see Fantis as stupid. NPP for who fantifo so mo Jimmy. The guy can lie oh, yeah their body do oh. The NPP Bawumia omo fantifo so mo Jimmy. They are going to come and lie to you and your chiefs. And then they almost say it is going to be between Cape Coast. All my feasibility studies, I just say, you to me see Cape Coast. You're basically between Cape Coast and Takoradi Wurim. Akuffo is airport or Takoradi, and anything they see about Cape Coast. So airport or Takoradi, other than who move airport between Cape Coast and Takoradi because of land issues or say assassin 70. Na time akwasia uko jina omenim e ka kire omahemfo any Cape Coast for say ubesi airport no na wonim so woni asase. In the 2016 Okachem so be airport any harbour no na asase kura woni bi. This is a foolish group of, it's a foolish government. We mo omo ye nwan. And intina Godfrey Dame etimi ka kire Jakpa say Fantis are foolish people. We will feed them like chicken and get Akuffo seat. Godfrey Dame the be na no ka asem no. On tape. Also Fantis they so mo jimi. We will buy them out. Ni akwaje Akuffo seat no. Godfrey Dame and the cancer asem no. The Attorney General of Ghana. Ahemfo tete Central Region obi aye din ye twen agya demudie. Omo twen agi envelopes na nkwasiafo we aba safe Central Region o masako. Now, my social media segment quick.
Abusua we ne ensem a ekoso ewo highway ne so a Kennedy Japan ababe expose top NPP Gǔrǔs say Ahmed Suale wo no omonim ho bi say wagu omonim asepoto Kevin Taylor na ye hu say ode hot details no abre be dey abidafo asese omoje pene kokoti sa odiwe e de emaye aha POG Media political trending stories a make waves no yenso ya agi atum se ye de bebremo medam ase.